Welcome to Full Speed. I'm Eric Dalius, your host. We highlight entrepreneurs and business owners around the globe. And today we got a special guest here with us here, Mr. Roman Cresto with Empire E-commerce.
There you go.
Absolutely.
Full speed, ran into that, yeah. Full speed, ran into that trick, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Full speed, ran into that check, oh yeah. Full speed, ran into that check, oh yeah. Ran into that check, oh yeah. Yeah.
So, Roman, thank you so much for coming down to my house here in Miami Beach. And I heard you just recently moved here from California.
Yeah, I lived in San Diego for the last 21 years and just came over to Palm Beach, so we're like an hour and a half away from you.
Okay, so neighbors.
Yeah.
Neighbors, practically, right?
Yeah, we might move down to Miami, so.
Yeah, Miami, come to Miami. We have a lot of fun down here in Miami.
Oh yeah.
For sure. So what brings you from California to Florida?
There's a lot. I mean, obviously there's a lot of tax benefits.
Oh yes.
Last year bounced around to San Francisco, had to get out of San Diego. San Diego is amazing, great beaches and everything, but it's very slow. Kind of an older crowd, and obviously I'm not part of that crowd and I want to kind of get everything moving. So we were bouncing around to LA, San Francisco, and those cities are very interesting right now, as you know, with all that, the homelessness and all that stuff that's going on. But Palm Beach is really just a lot of the kind of crypto fintech space is moving down here in Miami, so we just wanted to be around.
It's the crypto capital.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and if you haven't met the mayor yet, you will. He'll be looking to go ahead and talk to you and move down here in Miami for sure. But you know, you're a young guy. You got started in business. How old were you when you first started?
18.
18.
3.5 years ago.
3.5 years ago.
Yep.
So, you know, you're never too young to get started. I can tell you that right now for sure. Myself, I was 19 when I got into the world of entrepreneurship, but that was a different time.
Yeah.
Now things can move a lot quicker and a lot faster. Mm-hmm. So tell us a little bit about your experience, like when you turned 18, and the world of business.
Sure. So I left a engineering school in Northern California called Cal Poly SLO, San Luis Obispo, after about a year. Just didn't really want to go back because it just wasn't a ideal experience for me. I just wanted to create things a lot faster than things would have gone. I would have had to spend another 4, maybe even 5 years at university, and that wasn't the route I wanted to go.
Right.
So I kind of just left there and posted up at my parents' house, told them I wanted to transfer to a local school in San Diego, but really at that time, that was when I started getting introduced to e-commerce, learning in different mentorship, mastermind groups online, and kind of dabbling into the world of Shopify and then Amazon. And Amazon's kind of the route that I really got into and took off with Empire e-commerce. But back then it was just me running my own Amazon stores and using the drop shipping model, kind of just testing out in my parents' house, just running my own Amazon stores. That was my kind of intro to the whole business world.
It's so interesting because you mentioned like you wanted to go fast, right? So we call it full speed, right?
Yeah.
Right? Full speed. Like when you get that idea, you want to jump on that right away. You don't want to leave room for that idea to die out.
Right.
You want to take immediate, massive action, and that sounds like something that you did.
Yeah.
You're like, you got this idea, like I'm going to go ahead and get all of my distractions away and get super focused.
For sure. I mean, the first 90 days that I was in it, I was basically spending all my time, 10 to 14 hour days, just working on an Amazon store. I was literally at my computer the whole time, just sitting down. I got tendonitis in my hand because I was clicking so much. It was really bad.
It's flexing now. Is y'all good?
Oh yeah.
All right, good.
I did a lot of work to kind of fix that up.
Awesome. You look like you go to the gym.
Yeah. I mean, that's it's just super important to stay healthy and be fit.
It is. I know when I first got started off, I got so focused, I got sidetracked by not working out. But now I make sure I get carved out, and I remind my son Brad and my daughter Jackie to go ahead and find time to work out.
Right.
Find time to go ahead and do that. So, what's your schedule like? I mean, what's your DMO, your daily method of operation?
Yeah, that's a great question. So, I mean, no, it's true. Like a lot of entrepreneurs kind of neglect the whole health, fitness, and kind of mental wellness aspect of it.
Yeah.
But a lot of them are very good in being disciplined with everything. So I kind of like to take the approach of being super disciplined in that aspect, and it really just carries over into all the business side of things, all the success there. But I guess more specifically, my daily routine is I usually wake up around 7. I meditate for 30 minutes. Recently, I've been fasting till like 11 or 12, and that kind of leads to like steady energy, flow state in the mornings. I've been taking a ton of different supplements. I have my night and morning stuff, and we can get into that. I take a bunch of beef organs. I don't know if you've heard about them, but
I haven't dove into that one.
Okay, we can definitely dive into those. But yeah, there's some weird stuff that I've been taking recently, just experimenting.
You're experimenting, testing out the water, so to speak.
Yeah, just trying to essentially just figure out what biohacks work for me, what different things. I like to get sunlight in the morning, wakes you up. Oh yeah, kind of aligns you with your circadian rhythms. And yeah, I mean, I kind of just get to work, and I've just been blasting away. Usually hit the gym around end of day, 5 or 6 at night. Usually go back and work more, or try to unwind, but it's very hard sometimes.
So it's interesting. So you have the workout in the afternoon, late afternoon, early evening. Okay.
Usually.
And I've done that before too, and that works great too. It's a good way to kind of wind down the day. I've also found that sometimes if you do it in the morning, it's a good way to start off your day.
Sure.
So it's kind of finding your rhythm, and I think what's important to understand is that your rhythms are going to change as you go through, your business, and as you go through life and different lifestyles and your age, you'll find different rhythms of your business and of your lifestyle.
Right.
So keep that in mind as you're going through and progressing.
Always changing.
It's always changing, right? I mean, there's nothing really standing still. And what I found is that when you are staying still, you're actually falling behind.
Right.
So there's only one or two ways. You're either falling behind or you're moving ahead. And if you're moving ahead, you know what speed we're moving ahead at, right?
Full speed.
Full speed, baby. Full speed. And so walk me through, you spend all this time, you set up this whole Amazon store. Like, when did you make that first sale, and what did that feel like?
So, I mean, back then, that was 2018. That was essentially me basically at a very small scale running my own store, figuring out how to actually not trade my time for money and actually become a business owner, because I felt like, although I was making decent money for an 18-year-old kid, I wasn't, I didn't have any time freedom, obviously. So I was kind of just trading my time for money still, and I figured out that I could actually hire employees overseas in different countries of the world where their hourly rates, whether that be $3 to $5 an hour, which is decent money for some of those people in different countries like the Philippines, where
the virtual assistants.
Yep, exactly. That's what they call them. Yeah, we call them virtual employees now, because
so VAs have now graduated to VEs.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, gotcha.
But yeah, no, I mean, I figured out that was like one of the main focuses I needed to work on, is outsourcing and delegating my time, and that was like a big early lesson that I needed to figure out just from one of my own Amazon stores. And after that, I learned kind of the power of leveraging other people's time, and that's when I could expand to essentially running other stores for other people besides just myself.
Right. So it's interesting, because sometimes entrepreneurs, when they get first started out, they get into this trap, right? The trap of, like, I got to do everything all myself, and they run from aid to faint. They don't have time for the working out. They're not eating right. So it's really important early on to get that competitive advantage of understanding you need to leverage yourself. You need to duplicate yourself. And when I first got started up, we didn't have VAs or VEs, all right? In fact, we didn't even have the internet, okay? That's how crazy it was. And so I think today's environment really gives entrepreneurs such as yourself that unique opportunity that's in front of them to go ahead and take that immediate full speed action. But you got to delegate, you got to take care of yourself, and then you got to grow that revenue, right? Because you can have everything all set up, like I got all the ducks in a row, I got the A to Z, but if you don't have the magic money coming down, it's not going to make anything flow. So tell me what it felt like when you made that first sale, like that light bulb go off, like, okay, I got a business here.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because I don't kind of think all the way back to that very first sale. So
really got to go back, man.
For sure. My very first sale was a mini fridge. I basically listed on my Amazon store. I didn't actually have the inventory, because the whole model of what we do at Empire is drop shipping. So we list things we don't have or our customers don't have on their storefronts, and then we source it once someone on Amazon buys it from their store for a cheaper price from like Walmart, Home Depot, or a bunch of other retail suppliers online. But I listed like a mini fridge. Sold it for like $300, and I had 2 sales that day. So I made like $600 in revenue, and
awesome,
very quickly. And I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. I can do that. And then I go and order it from Home Depot for like $150 to $200, and I make a margin of what, $50, $70, something like that. And that's really it. It's a very simple business model, and then you just kind of repeat that whole process. Just find more products.
So the Empire all started with the mini fridge.
Essentially, yeah. Yeah, dude.
That's great, right?
Yeah.
And with inventory getting from Home Depot.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean,
that was
that's called like grassroots. You know, you got to build it up from the grass, build up from the ground. And that's super important to do that. You've got to be able to have that creative process. And you definitely have had that. Now, your business has now grown so much since 2018. Tell us a little bit about the last couple of years and your journey through that.
Yeah, so I mean, the last couple of years, we've kind of been in our hyper-growth phase, really over the last 18 months or so. So right now, just to kind of give you like a bird's eye perspective, we manage over 1,200 stores on Amazon, Walmart, and Facebook now.
Wow.
So it's a lot bigger, obviously.
Wow.
It's not just me, obviously, running the stores.
So you started one store yourself.
Yeah.
Now you've expanded to how many stores?
Over 1,200.
1,200. Wow, that's scaling, brother.
Yeah.
That's
no,
scaling.
really
That's
is.
awesome. Congratulations.
Sure. Thank you.
Yeah.
But
now,
I mean,
how are you accomplishing that? Do you have other people that are coming on and joining you?
For sure, yeah. So we have over 30 employees in the U.S. and then we have over 2,000 employees, like the VAs, but they're employees now overseas in the Philippines. So.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Congratulations on your success with that. Now, if someone wanted to get started with this, Amazon business with you, how would they go about and do that?
So our model is pretty simple. I mean, we don't do a lot of paid marketing, which I know you're very familiar with,
Sure.
but like our main way of attracting new clients is current client referrals. So we have basically a referral system, and once someone's store essentially works, then they refer their network to it, and that's kind of how we grow organic growth. So we can focus kind of on the back end of actually making sure each store that we run for our client is performing and running smoothly over the long term. But essentially our structure is we have a upfront fee of $30 to $120K depending on the type of store that what someone gets with us, and then we do a profit split of either 65-35, 35 to us, or 50-50 profit split depending on the package of the store.
Okay.
That's kind of the front end of how someone kind of joins us as a client, and then we set up, fully manage, handle everything on their store to ideally make them anywhere from 5 to 10K in profit passively per month.
Wow. So you really provide that turnkey system, and
exactly.
that is so key to coming on as a someone listening that's a new entrepreneur thinking, how do I get started? Well, here you go. You got a perfect opportunity. It's turnkey, right? And it's all done online. I think that's beautiful. That's awesome. And so now, where do you see your business growing over the next 12 months, the next 12 years? I mean, what do you see? Come on, brother, talk to us.
That's a great question. I mean, we've been in business for about 4 years now, so it's very hard to predict over the next 10 years. But about 14 months ago, we got backed by a VC firm out of San Francisco, and then we've just been kind of hiring really strategic talent and building out our whole infrastructure to support over 2,000 stores. So that's kind of the next milestone in the whole journey.
So tell us how you were able to go ahead and get this this capital behind you. How'd that work?
Yeah, I mean, so we were a very cash flow positive business, and we had a lot of growth obviously before our VC came on. Really what we needed, because me and my brother John were partners in this business, and he and I were very young. He's 25, I'm 22, and we just needed more strategic advisory. We didn't need a lot of money. So that was the kind of structure that we had with our VC, and they've helped us basically acquire talent from big companies like Apple, Snapchat, and some other big tech companies.
So what they were able to do was speed you up.
Yeah, exactly.
Speed you up, right? And create that full speed momentum. And sometimes when you're dealing with VCs, it's not all about the capital, it's about the connections.
100%.
And them go ahead and getting that process to go ahead and speed up. So basically what you've done is you condensed your 10 years down now by partnering up. And so was that an easy decision or a hard decision on the front end?
It was a very easy decision. It kind of just came to me as an opportunity and just kind of flowed very smoothly.
Okay, that's great. And sometimes when you put yourself out there, these opportunities come to you, right? But you got to take that first step and create that business, or go ahead and partner up with somebody that already has a business and has that turnkey system, like Roman has done. So it's out there, it's available for our listeners to go ahead and plug into. You just got to do it, right?
Right.
The Nike, just do it, right? That's it. And so now I know you branched off a few other things. I mean, you're in town here in Miami.
Yeah.
We got a similar background in regards to an interest in this magical thing called cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, right? So we got Bitcoin conference happening right now. So what's going on? Tell us what you're thinking about that.
So it's been interesting. I mean, this is my first time at the actual Bitcoin conference. I've been to a couple of them beforehand. I was at NFT week last week or Saturday. And
we're going to talk about NFTs.
yeah, no, I've been. Crypto's very new to me. I wish I got in as early as you guys were in, but I mean, I've been in since kind of the bull run of last year, and just kind of trying to expedite my learning as fast as possible, and just engulfing myself in this whole culture and community.
You know, in regards to crypto and Bitcoin, I'm a big Bitcoin fan, and my recommendation has always been get as much education as fast as you can, and then take that first step in getting yourself involved. Taking that action with the level you're most comfortable with, as quick as you can, as fast as you can, and then what I say is hold on as long as you can. But what's most important is to always cherry pick off the top. Now, what I mean by cherry picking is you got to shave it. You got some profits, you got to shave it, because you got to enjoy the life. You got to enjoy the process along the way, and because no one can predict the future. And a lot of times we go like this, and that's like life, that's business, that's crypto, right? And so you're not only going to time it like this, but you got to shave it off so you enjoy the process, fruits of your gains.
Sure.
And so that's super important. So talk to me about NFTs, because super dope, man. I'm excited about NFTs, man. The future.
Yeah. I think when NFTs came on my radar back in I think it was June or July of last year.
Okay.
It was when CryptoPunks had a 150K floor. I saw these celebrities buying them, and I was like, maybe I should get into these. And I think they went up to like 400K floor a few months later, and then they just kind of fluctuated. But it's very interesting. I mean, I think that it's really cool in the aspect that people are building communities, and the whole art and the even the music culture involved in some of these projects is really cool to follow.
Yes.
And I'm in a few different NFT communities here. I messaged in the Discord that I'm going to Bitcoin conference this week, and met up with a ton of people, and it's just a really cool way to connect with people.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And what's really interesting is that you mentioned communities. And so I'm an investor here in a company called Music Swipe, as you know. And what we found is we're building this community, and we give access to these independent and rising artists that you don't even know really exist yet, because you're not searching them out.
Sure.
But like when you're swiping through in a fun, cool, Tinder-like way, right?
Yeah.
What ends up happening is you create these matches, and now you discover these artists, because you're hearing a 15-second like TikTok, and you're like, oh man, that's really cool. Dope, I'm in, right? Get the instant match going. And what's cool about this is that you discover these artists, like, wow, I would have never found them without that. But that's going to be the entree to create an NFT. So you can get even super closer access to that. Imagine this before they blow up. And what happens to the NFT then? It goes a whole nother level, right?
Right.
And so, like, even Gary Vee's doing a great thing, right? Are you going to be attending the V conference in May, Minnesota?
I don't have a V friend. I'm pretty sure you have to have an NFT.
Yes, you do. So absolutely. That's how you get part of
I wish I had one, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. All right. So I'm sure they're for sale on the marketplace.
I think they're like 40, 50 grand floor right now.
They're going up there.
Yeah.
But what's going to happen after the conference?
Yeah, I mean, there's supposedly like, 3 conferences
Yes.
still on?
Yes.
So, I don't know. Do you think after all those conferences happen, they're going to go down in floor?
I think that each
come
conference will go ahead and raise the awareness, which means the price will go up, because the people want to become part of that community even a bigger way. So the demand will go up even more.
For sure.
It's like Bitcoin, right? Was Bitcoin better to get in a couple years ago? Sure. Is it good to get in now? Yes. Where's it going? To the moon. So, if you had to go ahead and give one recommendation, to our listeners here about business, about lifestyle, what would be the one thing that you could share with them based on the experiences that you've been through?
I think for me, one of the biggest things is just surrounding yourself with the right people. I have a very good team. I'm very close to my team, and I think part of that is not just competent people that can help you and can help with your, I guess, weaknesses in a sense, and that complement you well, is just surrounding yourself with the right mentors and guides. So I'm a lot younger, and obviously I don't have a lot of experience in business from a year standpoint, but I think that kind of honing in on having the right strategic advisors is like a big proponent of how I've been able to kind of expedite the whole process of my journey.
Yeah, and I absolutely agree with that. You've got to go ahead and get the education. You got to team up with the right people at the right time. Get that mentoring ship. create those masterminds, and those lead to experiences, and those lead to other opportunities that exist out there. So I want to go ahead and thank Mr. Roman Cresto for joining us here today at Full Speed.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you, brother.
Appreciate it.
Awesome.
Full speed, run into that track, oh yeah. Oh yeah, Full speed, run into that check, oh yeah. Full speed, run into that check, oh yeah. Run into that check, oh yeah. Yeah, yeah.